Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and today I'm taking a look at a game called The Bank Job. The Bank Job is being published by Brain and Brawn Games, and is designed by a Keith Wilcoxon. The Bank Job is coming to Kickstarter fairly shortly. This is a prototype version of it, so just keep that in mind, as some of the art and components are subject to change. I'll get into more of that once I open the box, assuming I do. And anyway, The Bank Job is about a group of people who are robbing a bank, and they all have sort of different roles. Some of the players are just trying to get as much money out of the bank robbery. Another player is a snake who is trying to steal the most valuable thing, which is the diamond. And the rat, another role, and another player might be the rat, who is trying to pin the diamond heist on another player. The Bank Job is a social deduction game where you are doing actions to get more information, but not quite reveal who you are and what your role is. From 2 to 6 players, and it probably plays anywhere from 20 to 45 or 50 minutes. So, The Bank Job. I guess I could probably open the box at this point. That might be apropos. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so these are the contents in the box. In The Bank Job, you'll be one of 6 different crew members, where you have the Yegg, who's the safecracker, the mastermind, the operator, the hacker, the driver, and the brute. And each one of those characters can be the rat, the snake, and the others will be regular crew members who are just trying to get the most money that they can. Winning condition for the regular crew member is to get as much money as possible. Winning condition for the snake is to get the diamond for themselves, and the winning condition for the rat is to make sure that the diamond and the tracker are with the same player, as long as it's not them. As I mentioned some of the artwork before, I do appreciate a diverse cast for the game, although I wasn't too thrilled about how some of the characters were depicted. However, the designer was completely receptive to my comments and assured me that he would change some of the artwork, as I felt some of these depictions really led themselves into negative stereotypes of people of color, particularly black people. But they were receptive, so we move on. There are 35 loot cards. Loot consists of things that are worth actual money, like bracelets and, well, cash is money, and then things like die packs, which have no value. And you have rubies, you have the tracker, which is very important to the rat to make sure that the same person has the tracker, and the diamond, which is worth $200, which is the most valuable asset that there is in terms of loot. There's bracelets, and well, sapphire is close at 175, but 175 is not 200. Each player would pick a pair of small colored cubes to use on this action card that will be preferably in the center of the game playing area. And this clip here can be used to indicate which round it is. As you can see, it slides ever so smoothly, up and down, left and right. Or is it up or down? I don't know. You tell me. Is it up and down or left and right? This is getting weird. So the game is going to be played over a series of 7 rounds, where players are able to take 2 actions in that round. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening, in terms of the game. So let's say we played a 3-player game. So to play a 3-player game, or any of the games, take the roll cards consisting of 4 crew, a snake, and a rat, and you would shuffle those up. And you would deal out 1 to each player, setting the rest to the side. You would then shuffle up the crew deck and then deal 1 crew member to each player playing. So this player is the hacker, the driver, and the mastermind. I did make a mistake with the loot cards. You would separate the tracker and the diamond. For a 3-player game, you would set aside 13 loot cards and then add the tracker and the diamond to them. Set the other cards aside because you won't be needing them. You would then deal each player 4 cards, and then the remaining 3 cards would become the score. Each player would then take their 4 cards, look at them. 2 would go face up. That's called their bag. The other two would go face down. Now, as you see, the two are face up. It's $10 of cash and then $5 in cash. And then I have a ring worth 75 and earrings worth 35. They're going to be in what's called my safe. So my safe, only I know. My bag, everyone can see. The type of crew member I am, everyone can see. That will be the setup. Now, the actions you can take. Each player has a number on their card, and that indicates the order they would go in. So I believe the driver would go first because they have a 1, the mastermind would go second, and the hacker would go third. Now, the other players do not have 1, 2, or 3 on their cards, but you would respect the numerical order, and the lowest number would go first. So there are 6 actions that one can take on their turn. Spy, which means you peek at a card in the score or another player's safe. You can save, meaning you exchange a card from your bag. Bag is the visible cards, with a card in your safe or the score. You could also swap. Swap means you exchange a card from your safe with a card in the score. You can sneak, which means you would exchange a card from your bag with a card from another player's safe. So bag, safe, score, bag, safe, score, bag, safe, left, right, score, bag, safe. You can swindle, which means you exchange a card from your bag with a card in another player's bag. So you're swapping. So I would swap my die pack for $5 in cash from this player. I mean, they would obviously see that and probably not want that to happen, but you know, that could be life. And then the last thing you can do is you can take a special action. So the mastermind specialty is she can exchange 1 loot card in another player's bag with a loot card in the score. And that's special down there. So that's what she can do. The driver, you cannot use a special action, but you can always place your marker first during the job assignment phase. So his actual special is just the fact that if he's there, he always is going to pick his action first because you cannot duplicate actions. 1 cube can go on 1 spot, and you cannot do the same action in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah. Just remember the 5D dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
And then the hacker, his specialty is swap any 2 players' roll cards or peek at all 3 loot cards in the score. That is really kind of powerful. Swap any 2 players' roll cards. Interesting. Those are the actions that you can take on your turn. So let's say the hacker will go first, and you see they have a die pack. That kind of stinks. So their ability, I guess, is to go first. So they're going to be the pink magenta-ish color. So let's say they wanted to, yeah, I guess going to special for the driver is kind of a moot point because you're already going first, which is interesting. Okay, so the driver is going to spy. The mastermind is going to swindle. And the hacker is going to swap. In the order from top to bottom that the actions appear are the order that in the afternoon and PM, the order of the actions. So the driver is going to, they're going to swindle. The hacker is going to spy. And the mastermind is going to swap. Once everyone is decided, you would take your action. So that means that the driver is now going to spy, which means they can look at a card in the score or another player's safe. So they're going to take a look at the card in the score. So they're going to, only them, they're going to look and they see that this is $75 in cash. Just kind of nice. All right, so that was their action. The hacker is going to swap, which means they can exchange a card from their safe with a card in the score. Now, the hacker has no idea what this is. So let's just say, well, I should probably look and see what I have first. 75 and 35. Let's say they just swap these. So now they took a card from there, and now they know that they're sending $35 into the score. And now they have the tracker. I guess I should also see what everybody's actual role is. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so it turns out we have 3 crew members. I don't know why I did that earlier. So 3 crew members means no one was incentivized to get the tracker and plan it on anybody, none of that stuff. I don't believe you can win as a crew member with the tracker. You just win based on, if everybody's a crew member, you just win based on how much money you have at the end. A crew member cannot win if the crew member has more loot on themselves, meaning between their bag and safe, than that of the score. That means something fishy went on. The mastermind is going to swindle, so they're going to swap something in a bag. So they're going to gladly give their die pack to the driver in exchange for $15. It's a really special die pack or something. Just keep these like that. So now we do the afternoon. So now in the afternoon, the hacker is going to spy, meaning they're going to peek at another player's safe. So let's say they peek at the ring of the mastermind. That's their turn. The mastermind is going to swap. So I'm going to take a look and see what they have. Okay, the ring is worth less than the necklace. So they're going to swap that around and hope they got something good. And would you look at that? They have the diamond now. And they're going to want to hang on to that, but you know, everybody doesn't know what they are. So and if somebody realized that someone intentionally moved their diamond to another place, they're going to probably know that they're not the rat or the snake, that they are probably just a regular crew member, which means they're just out for just money, not necessarily more. And not just money, because if you get too much and what you get is more than this, more than the actual score, you have a problem. So whoever ends up with the diamond towards the end of the game is going to want to put the diamond into the score so that whatever they still have is less than what's in the score, if that makes sense. And then the driver is going to swindle. So they're just going to swap the bag for a bag. So they have 2 die packs. Who wants that? So they're probably going to, of course, swap a $40 bracelet for a die pack worth 0. And then you move on to the next round. And if you see the green on the action card here, the green on the beginning of the 3rd and 6th rounds means that you would flip over the score so that everybody could see what's in it. So it lets everybody know. You already know what's in everybody's bag because you can see it, but at least it lets you know right then what is in the score. So then you're watching people do even more to figure out what their role is and what they're trying to do. And that is how the bank job was pretty much played. You're going to repeat this over the 7 rounds, AM to PM, 2 actions. You make your choices, then you enact them, and hopefully you get money, information, or can pass off a tracker, a diamond to somebody else, and all those good things. So the bank job was played. So the bank job is coming to Kickstarter fairly shortly. Most social deception games are not playable with 2 players, whereas the bank job is an exception. You can play 2 to 6. So I like the fact that it scales all the way down to 2 and all the way up to 6. And mechanically, what you do is fairly simple. Based on who you are and what you're trying to do, you might really require all those 7 rounds to meet your objectives, to make sure that if you're a crew member, you don't have more money on you between your bag and your safe than what's in the score. If you're the rat, that you successfully place the tracker and the diamond with 1 character, so you win. Or the snake, who was trying to get the diamond and obviously not the tracker, and the same for the crew members. I played a fair number of social deception games. I haven't played one quite like this before. It's pretty unique. So it's coming to Kickstarter pretty soon. So if you're into social deception games, probably should give it a shot. That is the bank job. Link to the Kickstarter is in the description below. Thank you for watching. Wear a mask. Take care. Be blessed.